Talk to me, Cleveland. This is your brother, Kevin Chill Hurd. Welcome to the 54th in quarantine episode of Chill Talk. And of course, we have the super producer, Felicia Haney, in the building. What's going on, Haney?
Hey, hey, hey. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy Chill Talk Day. Happy Hump Day.
There you go. So yeah, I was just telling people that we all the stuff we gave away the other week, we gave away no negations t-shirts, which I have one on that I have. Felicia Haney got hers. We gave some away. And we gave away movie passes to the Michael B. Jordan film Without Remorse. I'm just saying, y'all was acting up other week when we tried to give away stuff. Felicia, were those your friends on there acting real wild?
No, these are your people.
Man, y'all was
These are still people.
y'all was clowning last week for the free about the free stuff that we giving away. Felicia didn't get there on time. When she wasn't there, I'm giving stuff away. Nobody asked or answered a question or nothing. I'm just,
Oh, and Dr. Richard Montgomery
right.
says he needs his t-shirt. He reached out to me about his t-shirt. So I told him you had the t-shirts and
What?
I don't have no t-shirt. You the one was giving away the notifications t-shirts.
I didn't give you the t-shirts.
No.
I didn't give you your t-shirt.
You gave me mine. You didn't give me his.
Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. I have his. Man, I thought I had an extra t-shirt. Okay. I have his. All right. Yeah, so yeah, but they were acting real wild last week. But and I was telling Felicia when I talked to her earlier today, as I was going over the show, downloading it to YouTube, getting some time stamps on our giveaway. We have to actually prove we giving stuff away. It seems like we just giving it away all willy-nilly, but
you get a t-shirt. You
get a t-shirt. Yeah, but even
pass.
on the movie passes, we had to send in the time stamps that that we are, and that's how we're able to to keep giving you all this good stuff for the free. But going back over and watching the show, I heard Felicia talking about $5 sushi day at various locations.
Yeah.
So I called her up and I hustled over to Heinen's. Shout out to Heinen's. Except it wasn't $5, it was $6.
They went up to 6, or did they not just have any 5 available?
They was all 6. They were with the special 6 stamp, and then they had the regular ones for whatever the regular price was.
I haven't gotten it from Heinen's in a while, so I did not know that. I didn't know they had gone up to 6. Did they have signage? Did the signage say it was $6?
Yeah, signage said 6.
Oh, wow.
And they had the little stamp, the little
okay.
thing on it.
They didn't went up a whole $1. Wow.
But that's
Heinen's for you.
It still was a good deal. And I threw I got the spicy tuna, but I had to put a little Lee Harvard juice on it. I threw some Frank's red hot. I threw some Frank's red hot on my sushi.
Oh my goodness. I always have them add eel sauce to mine. If it doesn't already come with the eel sauce, I'm like, can you?
Oh, mine was eel. It was eel. Eel.
Eel sauce.
Okay,
yeah.
Mine was eel. Well, okay. But yeah, no, it was good. And I was glad you put me on with that. I did not know that. So that's just on Wednesdays?
Except Giant Eagle, they're Wednesday and Sunday.
Okay. All right.
2 times.
All right. My cousin Free is in the building as I shout out my brother Amani Zaire. T Swift Lindsay is in the building. Norma Cunningham. What's going on, Norma Cunningham? My brother Daryl Shake and Bake Sullins, who gifted us with the giveaway with the no negation shirt. So appreciate brother Daryl Shake and Bake Sullins. He says, "Oh, you're holding out on the super producer's t-shirt." No, man, I gave her t-shirt. I gave her the t-shirt,
I got
bro.
the t-shirt. Don't worry, I'll be rocking it soon.
Yeah, just one of the winners. I have their shirt, so I have to get Dr. Richard his his shirt that he won. I don't know why I didn't give that shirt to Felicia. I knew I gave.
Sound like you didn't gave away the t-shirt.
No, I have the shirt. It's right over by me. I just thought I had an extra shirt for the free. But yeah, no. Aside from the one that I'm wearing, but big ups to Daryl Shake and Bake Sullins and his family, family goals, getting no negations, all the things they do, the podcast, the apparel at Belden Village Mall. Man, they big time, Felicia.
Yeah.
Big time. So yeah, so check for no negations, check out the podcast, check out the apparel, check out the website. Daryl put the website in the chat so they can get down with all things no negations. Never give up. Anything special. And I showed the book. I did get the book from Sister Selena Miller, the We Dare Be Brave, one of the queens we had on other week from the autism show, which is again awesome. People are still talking about that show, and if you want to go back and see it again, just go to the Kevin Chill Her YouTube channel and pull up that the autism awareness show that we did. Excellent show. As I said before, those sisters got it in.
Yes.
What happened? Anything else this weekend? Didn't I see you this weekend? Did we? No?
You ain't see me. Don't me keep trying to keep no tabs on me.
We didn't hang out earlier in the week. I didn't see you earlier in the week. Oh man, I thought I saw you.
Why am I trying to share this and it's not what's going on here?
I don't know. Facebook is acting crazy. So what happened this week? What'd you do this week?
Man, what didn't I do this week? It's been a very, very busy. There we go. There's the post button. It wasn't popping up at first. Okay. Shared the show. This came out.
Wow. The new Triumph. I see my brother Bashir Jones on the cover, but you know who I want to see. You know who I want to see about in the new Triumph.
Who is that?
Come on. My brother Brains Davis, MC Brains.
Yes.
Look at that. Nice. So that people can get that right now, right?
It's out right now. It's locally around the city. Also my Crazy D story made it on the pages.
Crazy
well.
D.
And but yeah, it's quite a few good articles in here. Also, shout out to DJ Mrs., who's our Radio 1 fam. Story on her as well. So
You
check
wrote that one too?
I wrote that one too.
Did you write the Bashir story too?
I wrote the Bashir story too.
It needs to say Triumph Felicia. It need to change the title of that.
So yeah, check this out. Got some good stories in here. There's an exclusive. Councilman Bashir Jones is dropping an exclusive on y'all. So make sure y'all pick that up and read it to find out what he's talking about. MC Brains, aka Brains Davis, is kind of dropping an exclusive as well. Some people may know the story, but a lot don't. So he's got some info for you, and yeah, just some good stuff. So make sure y'all pick up and support Triumph Magazine, of which I write for. And
get it.
Today I sat in on Smooth, aka Darren Roberts. He spoke to Adam's kids today, his Mac scholars today. And so I will actually.
Okay, when you say Adams, you have to make sure that we don't think John Adams, that he spoke with Adam's kids.
No, Adam's Mac scholars. Adam as in Adam Morgan.
Our brother Adam Lesson Morgan.
A friend to ChillTalk, who thinks he's gonna win everything, but we didn't cut him off of winning for a minute. But actually just got a step, not not today's meeting, but it got established on Chill Talk that I would come in for next week, which is the closeout. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm keynoting this joint.
you keynoting the Mac scholars.
Yeah, so I sat in on Smooth's his talk today with the kids, which went very well. So I just wanted to shout out to him and to Adam Morgan for what they're doing with the kids. And I still don't know what I'm gonna talk about yet, but
You,
you
you
know,
got a
I just want
while. You
to
got a while, and
listen in and
because
come
they.
up with some stuff.
And Felicia, those are because I pioneered talking to the Max Scholars kids for Adam, but those are very intelligent kids. You're gonna really enjoy talking to them. It's not like sometimes you go talk to the kids and they looking at their phones or they scribbling notes or they looking around. No, these kids are attentive. These are very intelligent kids. The future is bright if these are the kids that will be our future. So big ups to the Mac Scholars program and our brother Adam Lesson Morgan, who's doing an excellent job with the young kids that he works with. And Felicia
Yes.
Haney is closing it out, shutting it down.
The champ is here.
Ah, there you go. You gonna wear your Ali robe? No.
I might need to do that this weekend, right? So I don't know if Chill talked about it already. We may have mentioned it, but that we are participating in the NFL draft. We talked a little bit about it last week. And so that's what tonight's show is geared toward. So I mean, this is just super big for Cleveland. So let's just say shout out to Cleveland for even securing this. Unfortunately, it's happening during COVID, and unfortunately, the weather isn't going to be as great as it's been the past 2 days. But nevertheless, we're not letting that hold us down. So we are still gonna take this opportunity and run with it and just shine like we normally do. So, anywho, we are preparing for that, which starts tomorrow. We got to be down
Tomorrow.
there bright and early to get set up, and it'll be running through the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So there is a lot of free things that are going on. So if you guys want to participate, actually the events that will be at a Progressive Field are free and open to the public. You just should register. They prefer you to register in advance, but you definitely can register at the door. And once again, that's at Progressive Field, and that takes place. I think doors open at 11:30 and it runs to about 6 p.m.
Right.
So come down, say hi, come see us in the flesh. You always see us on Zoom and Facebook and YouTube, but come see us at Progressive Field. We will be there. Saying what's up to the people because we are here for the people as
So
always.
now, Felicia, people were wanting to know how you and Chill getting in there. Like it's checkpoint Charlie. You can't just walk in just like that. I mean, it's free and open to the public, but to get the exclusive entry that we have, people wanted to know how, what's the technique? How did we pull this off?
Chill had to sacrifice his firstborn.
Daniel, it's not true.
Where's Daniel been?
Hard at work studying. My number one son, Daniel San. But no, yeah, we have connections. We involved in, and we're gonna be there in all different capacities. We're there representing. Of course, I'll be at the table for most of the entire 3 days. I'll take a break here and there, but you can catch me at the table. The Greater Cleveland Association of Black Journalists. I'll be manning the table with other members of our association, which Felicia is also a good member in standing. And we also will be doing a collaboration with the Black Sports Professionals. So we will be doing a networking piece mixer with the Cleveland chapter of the Black Sports Professionals for this whole Power of Sports Summit thing. So this will be big. But Felicia, along with doing being there representing, she'll be at the table. Are you sitting at two tables at one time? I know you're at the G Cle ABJ table with me, but you're at the G Cuff table as well.
I am. So I'll be at the G Cle ABJ table. I'll be at the G Cup table, and I'll also be on the panel.
Hey, real quick, because I want to ask you about the panel that you're on. Are our tables, I know we talked about it earlier, our tables, I believe, are the G Cle ABJ and the G Cuff tables. Are they next? Are we next to each other?
Well, I have requested that we be next to each other. So I think that is the plan.
I think that's the case.
Yeah, I think we'll be right there. So yes, come join our unified fronts. Come hang out with us. We got some cool stuff. We got like a prize wheel, y'all. You can spin, you can win some stuff. If I had y'all up on my cell phone, I don't look at that. That's just from being dropped 5 minutes. If I had the Zoom up on my cell phone, I would go outside and show you all of these boxes full of chips and popcorn that we had to give away. So they came back, chill. The chips was gonna be for the free.
Okay, and what happened?
Came back with the okie doke. Told us because there's vendors down there selling food, we can't give away no bag of popcorn.
he was trying to give it away for the free.
Tried to give it away for the free, and they said y'all got to pay. So yeah, support our local vendors. Well, Progressive Field will have their own vendors, but Umbar, who you guys hear me talk about Umbar all the time. Sorry, I had a call coming in. You guys hear me talk about Umbar all the time, but they're actually vending down at the draft as well. So make sure y'all check them out. And it's all cashless. I want to say that too. I think like they're trying to make most of these things all cashless. So don't come with I know it's the draft weekend, so you want to ball.
You want to make it rain.
So maybe instead of bringing, your wad of cash or the money calling, you just pull out the black card or something, because your cash is not accepted. They don't want your cash there. So.
And speaking of which, real quick, Felicia, don't remind me, I want to ask about the panel that you're on. But Felicia and I, when we went to a meeting there earlier a couple of weeks ago at the Rocket Mortgage Field House. The Romo Fiho. I lost my black card.
Players mess up.
And guess what? 2 days later,
go see the doctor.
No, they found my card.
Nice.
And returned it unscathed. Nobody bought anything on it. Didn't get a massage or nothing with my card. No, I
wish I would have found it.
After 2 days, they found my card, got the card back to me. Big ups to the people over at the Rocket Mortgage Field House, the Romo Fiho.
Yeah.
Maybe I just called it the Romo.
She was super cool too, the lady who waited on us. So I did not catch her name, but a lot of these times we encounter people, that work in the service industry that should not be in the service industry, but she was super cool. So
I'll give her a shout out because her name is on my receipt, because I still got to turn that receipt in.
All right. Yeah. But, shout out to the staff.
But I just want to say, hey, I came there with my card. Well, although it was at Rocket Mortgage, but still, it's all that's going to be involved in the draft. But yes, I got it back. I lost it. I got it back. Okay, Felicia, tell me about the panel that you're on.
So I'm not gonna give too much detail because our guest who will be joining us very shortly, his name is Juan Goodwin.
Juan.
This all came about through Juan. So we will discuss that just shortly. He'll be on probably any second now. And I'll tell you guys all about that. But also, we might have a surprise guest. I don't know. We have one guest who unfortunately had to cancel. So I'll tell you guys about her She was initially going to be on our panel, and then she couldn't because she works for the Washington football team. And so apparently, and I guess because of COVID, also, some people are actually not flying out, not coming to Cleveland, but they're doing things in their own cities with the teams. And so she, got called to duty to be in DC for this weekend. So she is not going to be able to join us, but she is a Clevelander. She's a native Clevelander. She has worked with, her name is Wendy Ross. She has worked in 3 professional sports industries. She worked for the Cavs. She worked for the Women's Tennis Association, and she now works for the Washington football team. So this sister is doing really big things. So I cannot fault her for not being able to make it tonight, for actually having to do a last minute cancellation. But we still just want to shout her out and celebrate her, because that is big, big thing. So she was going to join our panel because we are talking about representation matters and its social change through sports. And as you know, when you're talking about being Black and being a woman and working in sports, that's big. So that's a big part of representation. Representation matters, and how social change matters. So yeah, you guys follow Wendy Ross or friend her on Facebook, and I think she's W Ross on Instagram. Either W Ross or
Is
W
she from
Ross.
Cleveland Heights?
She is from Cleveland Heights.
See.
How did you know?
See.
It ain't my fault.
Big ups to Cleveland Heights.
Oh.
Big ups to Cleveland Heights.
So
hey, Lee Harvard, we got to step this up. All right, go ahead, Felicia.
Yeah. So we'll have to get her back on the show one day, though, because that's very, very interesting story, and that's really big. So we want to celebrate people from our city doing big things.
Also, real quick, also around, I think it's around 2 o'clock, a little early. I'll look and get the exact time. Our brother Delvis Valentine will be on a panel talking about diversity, sports specifically in the upper management. So check for our brother Delvis Valentine. I'll post later on his specific panel and what time, but
yeah, I think he's on tomorrow. Actually, his panel's tomorrow, I believe, at like 2:30.
Right. That's I said around 2:30. Yeah.
That is also at Progressive Field. So yeah, you guys come down and check us out. Actually, I'm gonna give you the site right now. I can probably pin it in the chat, but look, I'm so busy. Look, I've been writing on a napkin, y'all. Stuff just come up so quickly. I had to grab something and write it down.
Hey, I'm writing notes on bills. I got like
I got little... Oh, that's my signature. Oh, look, I opened it up. It's a whole new page of things. Which,
hey, while she's about to pin something, make sure you see the current pin, and that's 1, share the show, and 2, if you want to donate anything to Chill Talk, it is currently pinned on there. Support the platform, Cash App, $money to the number 2 chill, $money to chill. Any donation is greatly appreciated. So support us, supporting you.
Yes. Oh, here it is. It was on the first thing. It is the Cleveland Sports Summit page, clesportssummit.org. I am going to put that in the chat right now.
And big ups to Suzette Head, who is joining us, all the people that have joined us, the thousands of followers. Make sure you share the show, let people know what's going on. Just, and you never know when you can get something for the free. We giving away movie passes, t-shirts, we give away cash, money sometimes. Big ups to our brother Man. We've given away hats. Dana Dane gave away t-shirts. We gave away vibranium just that one time.
Yep.
but you had to actually, be
If
watching
you
the show.
snooze, you had losed
I
it.
mean, we gave away other Black Panther stuff, which is now probably, like I said, collector's items. Those
Absolutely.
big posters, the Black Panther hats, the Black Panther T-shirts, and of course, that person who requested to remain nameless that got the vibranium. Big ups. I use it for good. That's all I'm saying. Don't do nothing crazy.
Use it to bring Chadwick back, like they did in the movie.
Like they did in the movie after they stripped away the power of the purple flower. Bring it back, no doubt. No, and speaking of which, if people have, also if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see my interview with Chadwick Boseman, that I was able to sit down with that brother and have a good one-on-one interview. So that's also on the Kevin Chillherd YouTube channel. Actually, other interviews that I've done, you can catch most of them on there. Are we ready for
So
Juan?
I also added in into the chat. So I did put the Cleveland Sports Summits info in there, where to go to register for their community events. But the NFL is actually doing community events too, like things that you can sign up for, all of that good stuff. So go to NFL.com and just follow those links. I think they actually want you to download an app, and that way you can schedule things to do, so that way you kind of like know what time you should be here or there, what have you. So go to NFL.com, download the app, and make sure y'all check us out. So is my good brother Juan Goodwin in the house?
Let me see if we can get Juan in the building. Look at that. Juan has a background. Look at that. I've seen that background before. Juan, let's get you unmuted there, brother.
I'm about to start cabbage patching up in here.
Oh my goodness.
There we go. What's good? What's Juan Goodman? What's happening, brother?
Chill. What's happening? How are you?
I'm good. Is this Juan's first time on our show?
No, he came one time before he was in studio.
Okay.
It's probably like the fifth time. And every time I come, you say it's my first time. So I'm very forgettable. I see. Yep. Okay.
You know what? All I remember is being on your show.
Nah, you had me on. You had some powerful like dudes on there, and I was just here for the ride one day. Then I came in the studio, like Felicia mentioned. So yeah,
Okay, let me get. Okay, is this your first time as a guest?
No.
As a special guest?
No, sir. I got to step my game up this time. So the 12th time you bring me on, you won't forget.
That I won't forget that you've been on the show before.
That's on me. That's on me. That's on
me.
Hey
man, because I've been on your show.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know how we do it.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Well, what's going on, bro? What's going on?
Oh man, a whole bunch of stuff, man. Been super dad right now. My wife been real busy with the draft, and I'm looking forward to going down there and doing what I have to do. Social change through sports, so we're gonna be a part of the summit, as they say.
Okay, and big up, shout out to your wife, doing important things. Sisters out here doing important things in the city, bringing national attention.
Yeah, shout out to Isha Han Goodwin. She make the city run. So if y'all don't know,
hold that down, because I still be scared to ask her what's for dinner when she come home, and I'll be having to fend for my. Hold on, man. Okay.
Hey. Right,
super dad better learn how to super nuke something in the microwave.
Hey, my daughter start cooking at 2 around here.
I already know the story, Juan. I already know the story, bro. But introduce yourself to the people. I mean, before we really, do the deep dive on what's coming up during the draft, let the people know who you are, what you do.
Yeah, man. So my name is Juan Goodwin, and man, what I do, I just try to just fill in the gaps. I'm an insurance broker, so I've had an insurance agency for about 5 years now, and we have the community engagement firm. So, and I'm a dad and a husband, man. That's who I am.
Okay, talk about your show, bro. Do not act like you don't have a show as well.
Oh yeah. Soundtrack to the Streets. So we have the show comes on every Monday, and we just tell everybody's story through music because every moment in life has a musical backdrop. In my opinion, when you met your spouse for the first time, or when you and your homeboys was kicking it in the streets, there's always a song playing in the background. And instead of asking you boring questions like that, we tell you to bring it through music. So that's what Soundtrack to the
And
Streets is.
where can people catch this at?
Yep. Soundtracktothestreets.com, iTunes, Google Play, uh, anywhere. So Google soundtracktothestreets.com and you can find it there.
All right, now who? Yeah, and you've had some good people on that show.
Hmm.
Name
Yeah.
some of the who we had on there. Good.
Kevin Chill Hurd
Okay,
has
well,
been the guest
outside
of
of
guests.
me,
uh,
outside of myself.
of course, Felicia and I helped me with the interview of all interviews to this day. The EPMD interview, because just being a hip hop like connoisseur, we had Kid Capri, but those are like mega stars. I like to talk to everyday people who's making it happen. But if you're asking like what to jump off the page, those are some of the people that initially would come to mind for me.
Okay, and what? And because this man is it's a very cool concept, a cool show. What made you even come up? I
Yeah,
mean, I know you have a love for music, but what gave you
yeah.
this idea?
Just watching interviews all the time, and they ask you the same four questions: why you start doing what you're doing, blah blah blah. And music is a universal language. So one day, me and my homeboys was talking. It was like, man, that should be a show. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna make that a show. So that's how it came. And me being a lover of music, being a closet DJ for 15 years, nobody outside of my immediate family knew. And I was like, I'll just start showing the world the things I do in my spare time. So that's how it came about.
All right, big ups to that. Everybody, please go and check out those shows.
Hmm.
And he's right. Everybody connects different parts of their life to specific songs. So everybody's life has a soundtrack, and he gets really into that and does homework. By the way,
Oh
he
yeah,
he, he has some. He knows some information about you. He just
yeah.
don't jump off and say, "What's your favorite song?" Oh, he knows some information.
I don't know if Felicia told you this, but one of the things that I've realized I've learned in the last year or so is story time with Chill. Like I enjoyed those nuggets. So you can't name a person that you don't have a story with. And I don't know if she told you that, but she thought I was joking. But you like a walking encyclopedia, so I always enjoy hearing the knowledge you have.
I appreciate that. So maybe one day I will do some setups for a because other people have told me that I just need to, to go on some type of platform and just tell some
Yeah, man.
stories. But we're not here to talk about that, Juan.
Oh, my bad. See, we got into story time again. I told
See,
you.
that's how we do it. Okay, this is a big man. This is a big weekend, big 3 days coming up.
Yes, sir.
Uh, for Cleveland, we're under the spotlight, and we continue to be under the spotlight, and each time we rise
Yeah.
to the occasion. So everybody that's everywhere that's watching this show, that will be watching the show, know that Cleveland is holding it down.
Yes, sir.
So this is big. The NFL draft is gonna start tomorrow, and several things are going on. And one of the things that's going on is including Juan, and as Felicia said at the beginning, she is involved in it. So, are you guys ready to jump into it?
Involved in it. She
I'm
is the
ready to jump
brains
into this,
behind. What is
this
that?
vegan burger.
That's a big old. That's a vegan burger.
No way that's vegan. No
That's
way
like
that's vegan.
12 vegan burgers.
No way
It's
that's vegan.
actually not that big. The bread, this is more lettuce and tomatoes and pickles. And see the burger like all in the inside. The bread is kind of out further.
That's a
No
big
way
old
that's
sandwich. Are we
no
going? You
way
gonna
that's
actually?
vegan.
Are you cutting that, or you just eating it like that?
I'm about to just go for it.
Come on, take a bite
Anybody
right
got
now.
time for no cuts?
Come on, take a bite right now. Let's see.
Yeah. How
Look,
we do this, Felicia? Let's
Right
see this.
now, here we go.
See,
nah, don't give me. I don't want to see the stuck up side. I want to see the bougie side. Like,
she
yeah.
went dark 030 on us for the.
Oh, that's too funny. That's perfect.
Wow. Okay. Well, Juan, while
Yes, sir.
Felicia is eating her sandwich on the low,
Yes, sir.
uh, go ahead and start us off with what you guys have planned
Yeah.
during the
So,
draft.
So this week, social change through sports. So my organization is going to talk about how pivotal Cleveland has always been when it came to social issues and using athletes to kind of be in there. So everyone always remember that picture with Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown. Like that was here in Cleveland, but it's so many other stories like that. And we're gonna have an intergenerational dialogue about how, shut up and dribble is the worst thing you can ever do. Like being an athlete is like 2% of who you are. So we have a historian here that's from Cleveland is gonna tell all things sports, Cleveland, social justice, and we're gonna just like pull the layers back. And I'm excited to do it because
Is the historian chill? Is he gonna be up there telling his story?
his price was too high. His price was too high, so yeah. No, but
It happens
I
like that sometimes.
did ask was chill available. I'm not gonna put Felicia on the spot on her show. You see, she turned her camera off again. But anyway, but I'm excited because we're gonna have multiple generations on there, and my daughter who's 6, Lily, she's going to be the DJ for the thing. So she's going to be the one steering us together, with music, of course. And, you know, they always get to read about stuff now, being able to live like the issues that are happening. Like there will never be another time like 2020, 2021. And I hope that she remembers for the rest of her life. But it's important that the sports world is going to be watching Cleveland, Ohio for the next 3 days. And I'm glad that we don't have to sit on the sidelines and we'll be a part of that conversation. So I'm doing that event on Friday. Then they asked me to come back on Saturday to be a part of the panel with the Browns, Boys and Girls Club, and other business professionals. So I'm gonna purposely not wear a suit because I'm gonna be a rebel this time. Like, hey, like let's just be real. Like these are real life issues. I don't want to be buttoned up. I want to like get to the core of what's really, happening in our community.
Okay, and I want, man, that the just shut up and dribble,
Hmm.
man, speaks volumes to the ideas and attitudes, not just towards our athletes, professional athletes, but their own image of themselves. Oftentimes they're caught in the conundrum of am I just an athlete? Should I just be quiet? When should
Hmm.
I speak on social justice? When should I actually know about social justice to go out and speak? But really quick, I got to take a quick backup. You said your daughter is DJing and she's 6.
Yeah, man. So one thing the quarantine did is show me how competitive my family is. So so I was DJing around the house, and my daughter kept coming in like, "Dad, why you playing all this old stuff, right?" I was like, "This is what real music is," and she was like, "I bet you I'm a better DJ than you." So what I did was I got out the way and was like, "Show me what you got." And she's a natural because doing ballet, dance, and all that. So she loved music, and all I had to do was show her like 30 minutes of the technical stuff on DJ, and she just took it away from me. So all through quarantine, like on Facebook Live, it was Dad versus Lily. We did about 9 of them, and she's 9-0. She beat my butt. Like her timing is impeccable. She talks
Nice.
trash. She be elbowing me. So it's crazy, man. So I'm looking forward to her doing that this
Nice,
weekend.
nice. No, we
And you
definitely.
also mentioned, I mean, she just had something. I think the news just came and did something on her, right?
Yeah, today was it Channel 3? They came to the house and we had to do a battle live. So I was cool with her kicking my butt on Facebook. But now you got brick and mortar news companies coming into my backyard while I pay the bills and you finna humiliate me in front of everybody. She kicked my butt again too. So yeah, they came and did a story because she's going to be a part of the summit. So I just carry the crates now and you know just hear a song get fired, man. I do what she tell me to do.
Hey, good job, Dad. I know it happens like that sometimes. So
Yeah,
whether it's the son,
yeah,
got the dad in the backyard, and all of a sudden he's blocking your shots and dunking on you. But
yeah.
she's 6 and already serving you
Nah,
up. Hey, but that means you're doing an excellent job, man. Congratulations on
yeah.
that.
People used to call me the DJ. Now it's like, hey, I was wanting to see if Lily's available.
They
Like she
want
did,
Lily.
She did the MLK breakfast, like it was virtual. She DJ'd that from the basement. She did special needs proms for us. She's just, I just be like, what time you want her there? I know they ain't calling for me anymore.
Way to go, Lily. Big ups to the youth, to the young queen.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the thing that I talked about, and I'm sure this is some of the things you're going to talk about, but this is a much broader
Yeah.
scope. But I want to, just bring that to the forefront to pick your brain on that one. The whole concept of just shut up and dribble.
hmm
Uh, talk to me about what that means to the athlete. What's it mean to the community? What's it mean to sports fans? What
Yeah.
what should they expect from their pro athletes, and what should they not expect, and what should the
Yeah.
athlete themselves be looking for?
So it's very offensive to tell somebody to just shut up and dribble, right? Because it means you only can do one thing. And the human brain is so complex. Basketball, football, golf, soccer is something that they just do and happen to be really good at. So for them to just say, "Oh, that's all you need to focus on," no, they have to drive to the grocery store. Their mom, their sister, their auntie, they're affected by every issue that happens in the world. So if you want them to just sit on the sideline, it's just a form of like control. And I'm not with that at all, man. Because just because somebody can hit a 3-pointer or hit a home run, you mean to tell me they can't be affected by policies that's gonna you know, control everybody that come from a neighborhood that they came from? Nah, that's terrible, man. So I'm not with that at all.
Okay, well, tell me this.
Yes,
What
sir.
what do you think is the responsibility of the athlete to want to be able to have the, because it's one thing to to want to do something bigger than the sport you play, but it's a responsibility before you just jump out there and say something crazy. So what is the
Yeah.
responsibility that you feel that the athlete has to become aware of other things outside of their actual sport?
I don't think it's fair to put extra pressure on them. Um, LeBron James, the MVP, All Star, all that. He's still LeBron James first. So if he's emotional when something happens, he should be able to say it just like you did. I mean, because he's a human being with feelings, and when you start making them robots, of course you want an informed citizen, but you also want somebody to show emotion. So for you to tell them to say, "Hey, man, you probably shouldn't say this because it costs you $50,000 in a fine." Now you censoring them, and that's kind of working in the way that I feel like the system is designed. So let those folks be human and react. I mean, every action has consequences, and that has to be calculated into it. But if just like when something happened and we watch it on Facebook and stuff, we be like, "Yo, man, that cut me to the core. I feel moved to do something." So whenever somebody is felt they moved and not came from a scripted statement from a PR firm. No offense, Felicia. I know that's how you make your living. But if these people really are affected, that shows realness, and that starts the conversation because we don't have to just they don't have to be right. Like, when was the last time you had a conversation for understanding and not to be right? So if we can hear everybody's point of view and we want the athletes involved, in my humble opinion, and I don't have to be right. You just ask me how I feel about it. And that's the way I look at it.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I also want to say what's going on to Tyrone Walker, who's in the building. Beatmaster T is
Mm,
watching the show, and he's already downtown, so he's gonna link up with us
mm.
down at the draft. What's going on to our GCLA BJ good member Denise Likes in the building, and what's up to my brother Sean Califani, author with the Kofi Pie Side research team, member of the Pseudo Killers, members of the Mossy Warriors.
Wait.
Sean, we getting them on the show. Sean, get the squad, get ready to come on the show.
I ain't affiliated enough. I just felt like you shouted out every corporate affiliation in Northeast Ohio, and I ain't part of none of that, man. I'm hustling backwards, man.
Nah, bro, you got it going on. You
You got to
building.
keep to the city.
You building.
Man,
That's right. You building
man,
on it and doing the
messed up,
things.
man.
You on the panel at the draft, King.
Oh well, I guess Chill declined the invitation. It was like, what's the next best thing? We
Hey.
go with this guy.
Who can you name some of the people that you have on the panel with you?
Felicia. My friend, well, my wife's friend, who's athlete representation. She has her own like firm, and she's a news anchor in Atlanta. She's flying up. She's gonna like kind of steer us through it. She's gonna be the anchor. Um, we're also gonna have Ike Brooks, who's the historian. Felicia, because it's Cleveland, woman, black people. So I wanted to,
I
have
don't know
all the
why the man
representation.
keep trying to put me on this panel.
Listen,
I'm behind the scenes.
well, I told Felicia, either you gonna be on it or you send me somebody. And she ain't sent me nobody. So guess what?
She's
Gonna
on.
do this. No.
Hey, well, I've been known to have people come through in the 9th hour.
That is very true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
So we've been doing the Negro Leagues, turned 100 years old last year, right? So
the baseball leagues.
Yeah, the baseball league. So we've been doing every month celebrating the Negro Leagues. We'll tell a story about everybody know Jackie Robinson and Larry Doby and all that, but we've been digging deeper and telling the stories of people you've never heard of in the Negro Leagues, Josh Gibson, all those type of people. So that's why they asked us to come be a part of that, because we were telling those Negro League stories. So we're gonna continue that, but this time it'll be football oriented.
Okay, that's what's up. Also, I'd like to say that my brother Chris Caver from North Carolina, from the Cackalack, is joining us. What's going on, Special? Chris Caver in the building. People are coming in. Share the show. Share the show. Hey, tune in because it's going down the next 3 days in Cleveland. Spotlights, all eyes on us for the NFL draft. Excuse me just a second, guys. Go ahead, Felicia.
So I wanted to, even going back to the whole LeBron situation and the shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
Once we thought we were past that, it has then resurfaced just recently after the young lady was killed by the police in Columbus. And LeBron made a statement about it on his social media publicly. And then there was a restaurant owner
Right. Yeah.
of Lenny's, I think is the name of the restaurant in Columbus, who are basically saying the same thing on the show. Like, I don't want to hear you talk type of thing. Like, I don't want to hear your opinion. And I think he even went as far as to say that he wasn't going to show any more NBA games
Yeah, exactly.
at his bar until
LeBron apologized or
he was
something.
what?
Reprimanded or something. Yeah.
Man, I mean, it was something like further than reprimand. Like, he was expelled from the NBA or like something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's people actually like backing, that line of thought. And so I think
because you are paid to entertain me, boy. That's all you're supposed to do. How dare you have an independent thought process? That's what I feel that they're saying. Just say that. Don't like be, covert about it. Come here and entertain me and my family, and then we're gonna go home, boy. Exactly what I feel.
And this is what's going on, right here in his home state. There's somebody else in Ohio saying the same thing. So it's just like, man, how far have we come? So I wanted to ask you in terms of social change through sports and saying that representation matters, so not just social change in terms of like speaking out, but being represented in this field. So when you hear the term representation matters, what does that mean to you?
Not no cookie cutter stuff. Like, I don't want somebody look like me just be the ticket person or the usher in these organizations. We want them to be real decision makers, and it starts young, like, and not just them seeing us in the spots like black people seeing other black folks in executive positions, but the people that are scared of us to see us as human beings too, to be like, oh, these are intelligent folks. Because what I have a hard time with, Felicia, is being asked to come up with a solution when y'all have your foot on my neck. Why should I have to come up with a reason of why you should take your foot off my neck? How about because it's wrong in the first place? Like I don't have the problem. Like you got the problem with me and what I represent. So it's important that representation matters because fear is a crazy drug, and you, if you don't understand it, you become scared of it, and then you create your own reality into it. So that's why representation is important to me. And I have two daughters, so I want them to continue to feel that sky is really the limit.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about you. Told us a little bit about you, your background, what you do professionally,
Yeah.
and things like that. But tell us, what is your relationship with sports?
Yeah. So former college athlete. But so it comes back to my wife. So my wife worked in college athletics, right? So she would see the kids, still call them kids, the 21-year-old who finally realized, oh crap, this the end of the road for me. I'm not going to the NBA, NFL. Nobody is checking for me. And you got to figure, since I was 4 years old, people in my hood been saying I'm the one that's gonna make it, and now I'm a senior in college, and I gotta find out what I'm gonna do with the rest of my life. So those kids were falling into a real deep state of depression. Or so we had a conversation of why don't we start earlier? So we created a program called When the Ball Stops. So it's like, what are you gonna do when your playing days are over? Because it's going to happen even if you make it to the league. So we start highlighting careers in sports. Like, hey, every NFL team has to travel to 16 different cities. Who plans that logistics? Who makes sure everything is where they need to go? And you make a great living doing those type of things. So you can stay around the game of sports, but it's not like you just think of being an agent or a sports broadcaster. But the business of sports is so broad. So we created a program that was like 7 years ago. So we do it in schools, community centers, things of that nature. It's called When the Ball Stops.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So my follow-up would be to you, is that throughout your history with
Yeah.
sports, if you could tell us what is the thing you love most about it and what is the thing you love least about it?
I
Or maybe
love.
you don't love it at all. You just hate
Yeah. So no, I'm telling you, I was that kid, all time leader, all time leading scorer in high school, freshman year, win national championship in college, all that stuff. So I remember it was my third year of playing college basketball. I'm like, I'm still 5'11". I'm not dunking. Like this was a real life conversation. Like, yo, this was it. You talking about 6 months of depression because every time the seasons change from August to September, my body used to get ready. Like the air starts to change. It's like it's time for conditioning. Since I was 5 years old, and that was like in my mind, it was taken away from me. Like, what am I supposed to do now? So, what I love the most about sports is I have lifelong friends and just the connections that I've made. What I hate the most is, in my opinion, the business part of it. Like, it's so cutthroat, and these kids have no idea that it's no longer about them. And it gets younger and younger now. At the age of 5, you got people. Why is a 5-year-old ranked in the nation in AAU basketball? He's 5. Like so, it's just somebody figuring out how they can monopolize on these babies. So that's why I hate the most. I don't know if that answers your question, but
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, can I piggyback or
yeah.
veggie back on that one for the
Okay.
for
Okay.
the vegetarians? But no, I mean just thinking about that because it was a time where you know the big recruitment started way back when with high school basketball players, those blue chip high school basketball players. But now and the pressure that's even on high school kids. But now, like you said, they're starting to track these kids and rank these kids, in grade school. Uh,
Terrible.
and you know what? When I knew that this thing was going to be big, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but I always point to this. When LeBron James in high school,
from Nike to Adidas, from Adidas to Nike.
no, he had a press conference when he was in the 11th grade to announce that he was going to play 12th grade basketball and wasn't going to seek entry into the NBA as an 11th grader.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was like, okay, that showed me two things. One, this thing is getting real big. And two, this kid is going to be somebody special. But just to go back to kids, like you said, kids getting ranked in AAU basketball in grade school, and people, not coaches, managers. Sports is big money.
The bag man who followed the money, who got the bag dropped off at their second uncle's house.
That's right. And a lot of times when you talk about people, not everyone, but a certain amount of people who are in need of financial assistance, and are looking at their children to be their way into a better situation. How do parents even deal with that type of stress, with that type of conflict of just kids just not being able to just be regular students, but to be those type of athletes in grade school?
Yeah, and I think the parents start off meaning well. It's like they're taking their son to AAU practice, and then once one person saying like, "Yo, he gonna be all right," and then you like, "Oh, this is our way out." So from that moment on, this is our meal ticket. Mom is already picking out her wig to the draft in the 5th grade, man. Like, so no, so
Right.
if we gonna be transparent about it, like especially in this area, a lot of our former athletes get in trouble because it's still pressure. How hard is it to say, man, I thought I was gonna be first round draft pick, but now it's, man, I can't really read that well, and all I know is I got to keep up this lifestyle, and you'll have no real interpersonal, interchangeable skills for World Avenue, so you get in trouble. I don't. They're not like these animals that they painted out to be. It's so much pressure. For the last 15 years, my grandmother and my mom knew I was gonna be the one to buy my house, and I can't do it. Depression, they robbing folks. They just want to not have to think for themselves anymore.
Wow. And I know lots of people, I think Felicia even has some blue chippers in her family,
But
who
they
are
gonna buy
being
their own house though.
who
Like they
being
ain't looking on
recruited.
homeboy. They gonna buy it. They bought their own house already.
I'm in line with your mom and your grandma.
See, no,
I'm waiting on you.
like that's tongue in cheek, but I'm saying like some of these kids aren't coming from even middle class situations, chill. And
Right.
like, yo, this is our way out. I I remember because I grew up on Huff, and I always have to tell people that when I would go to the store to get a juice, the guys on the block, if I stood out too long, even waiting for my friend to come out with his juice, hey Juan, this ain't where you supposed to be. The block is too hot. But then from at some point, it goes from they not allowing the wands of the neighborhood to stand there to you pull up and now they posted up next to them hitting licks because they realize like, well, I guess it's the end of the road for him. But when they felt like this was gonna be the shining star, the hood put a force field around those kids. And then it's like, no, we still need that force field around him. He may not be, you know, slam dunking and all that stuff, but we still should be cheering for him to be like, yo, being an entry level worker in corporate America is okay. But that's considered a failure because you ain't get a signing bonus. So we had to change the narrative.
Okay. Man, this is powerful information. I hope everybody is watching the show. Please share this show. This is a subject, and we've talked about a lot of things, but this is a lane that we I don't know if we've gone this lane before, Juan. So I appreciate you bringing this this to us, because I mean we all enjoy watching sports, uh, rooting for our favorite teams, rooting for our favorite players. But then what else do we expect from them? Or if they start to give their own opinions,
Hmm.
how do
So
we feel about it?
I'm like, just chill. Think tomorrow at 8:05, the NFL commissioner is gonna call somebody's name, right? Either they're gonna be here in Cleveland or back in their hometown. It's gonna be 64 people in that house, right? And the pressure for that 121-year-old is like he jumps the line, like the line of succession in the family. Chill, you the guy, then your son gonna have kids. It's like that's who takes the mantle over time, right? But immediately the 21-year-old go to the head of the household with no real life skills, chill. And how much pressure is that for a young guy to go from I was just chasing this girl around in the student union to my all 61 of them got, man, I just need a little bit. Can you help me out? And they feel like they can't tell them no. Cause remember that time I cooked you some fried chicken? Like it kind of like, they skipped the line. It ain't his turn to be the man yet. It's not his turn to do that. And that's why I feel like a lot of pressure is on these guys. And I'm sorry if I'm offending y'all.
No, not at all,
At
not at all.
all.
So
Yeah,
Felicia,
we
go ahead,
had a
Felicia.
guest. We had a guest a while back who Juan is probably familiar with. His name is Jeremy Holmes.
Oh,
And
Jeremy, the legend. They should build a statue after him. Go ahead.
so Jeremy wrote a book called From Cheers to Fears. And it talked a little bit about some of the things that you were saying, where he's like, he was a star athlete. He played sports. He played
At Pitt.
football and basketball, actually. Most of his life, he continued on with basketball going into college, and he just knew he was going to go to the NBA. Like it wasn't even a question in his mind. But then when that didn't happen, or, once your college career is coming to an end and it's like, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. What do? He said, he's like, yeah, I graduated college, but I graduated college with a degree in general studies. You know what
Like,
I
what
mean?
is
Like
that? Like, what is that?
what is
Right.
that? And what am I going to do with that? So it's like this really, really serious wake up call, for a lot of people. And I think that happens more times than, we recognize. And that's an issue that needs to be addressed. Um,
It's an addiction. It's
mhm.
really an addiction. Like every Friday night on, was it Cedar and Lee? The gym is packed with everybody screaming your name. You can't walk around without nobody saying, "Hey, good game yesterday" and all that. Then it's all taken away from you.
Mhm.
Phone calls start slowing up. Like now you got to use somebody's car to get around when
Right.
people used to just, you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
I'm 20 years old. I'm still a baby. Like, so
Mhm.
society fails those kids.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's definitely a reality that
Yeah, man. Yeah.
happens, and it's something that we don't necessarily always think about, or it's something that we think like, oh well, didn't work out, you know what I mean, go on to the next thing. But for somebody that has been their life for the majority of their life, that's a difficult thing. Yeah.
Teachers teachers give him a C when he earned a K, like lower than the F. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Right.
we need you on the court or on the field. So another level of protection that was supposed to be there failed them again. So not I mean, we have to take responsibility. We definitely those young kids, but it's just generation after generation after generation. Same story.
Hmm. So I want to go back to that iconic photo you mentioned
Yep.
with Jim Brown, and that was actually like a summit that he was doing. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But
it was some N-words tired of the BS summit, basically. Like, yo, meet me in Cleveland. No, like that's what you need. Like, bro, what you doing? And I don't care about nothing else, you know. And I was in
Iconic
Cleveland.
summit. Yeah, it was Jim Brown's organization. I forget the name of, and we really need to commit that one to memory because that comes up an awful lot. Yeah, but it was Jim Brown's organization.
So crazy
yeah.
thing about that, that picture, my wife showed me a picture of them walking up to the like podium,
Mm-hmm.
and her grandfather is in the photo, so he was part of that.
Oh, wow.
I found this out like a month ago, preparing for the summer that's coming up. She was like, "Yo, that's my
What's
granddad,
grandfather? What was granddaddy's name?
Jordan." That's his last name. I don't. Mr. Jordan is what I always would call him. I ain't listen,
Right,
dog. You ain't
no
finna
That's all
doubt,
set
you
me
need to
up, dog.
know.
no
You know
doubt.
what I mean? Yeah, dog.
First
But
name Mister.
so yeah, and so you almost look at it like, man, you have a responsibility to keep that going on. So got to
Mm-hmm.
keep the family business going on, so to speak. But I had no idea. The picture was black and white because it was kind of grainy in the 40s. Anything past the 80s is the 40s to
You
me.
say the 40s.
No, but yeah, her granddad was there too, so no pressure to us, right?
Right.
Right.
But and you know what? Felicia and I know our former boss, editor-in-chief, mentor, Connie Harper.
Oh, I
Uh
thought you was talking about the
no.
other one.
Connie Harper was working for Carl Stokes at the time, and obviously Carl Stokes, Cleveland's uh mayor, first black mayor of a major city, is also in that photo. And she was working for Carl Stokes at the time. And she
Mhm.
always would let us know if the picture just went a little bit more to the right,
She
you would
saw me.
see her standing there. I was standing right there at the end of that table. And so she, she would tell us stories about that event and how it was like, how it was, what it was like to be there. And then, then later on, she actually, worked firsthand with a Muhammad Ali later on. But yeah, so we're proud of that activity that took place, proud of who our athletes were back then who dared to be vocal and to speak out on social issues. You had a whole gang of athletes in that photo, and that's just what they did.
Yeah, they actually have. I have not watched it yet, but I've heard of it. I believe it's on Netflix that they've done a movie on the two gentlemen from the 1968 Mexico City Olympics who raised the fist on the
Tommy Smith
podium.
and John Carlos.
Yes, who are standing there, and so I hear that it's a really interesting story. That even the other gentleman who was on the podium, I can't remember what country he was from.
I think was it Sweden or something.
I was gonna, it's something with an S, so it could be Sweden. Because I was like, is it Scandinavia? But I'm like, I don't think it's so anyway, he even got backlash from his own country when he went back because he wore a button or something that was like, promoting like social change or acceptance of people. And so they thought that he was in on, the whole fist raising and that. So I definitely want to watch that. And I would encourage you guys to check that out as well. I do not know the name of it. I could probably Google it, find it out, but I believe it's on Netflix. And like I said, it's a documentary about them from the 1968 Mexico City
Mexico City.
Olympics.
And speaking of which, and we I think we have a possibility to my brother Blaine Robinson from New York, who I went to school with, is good friends with one of those two brothers, and we've been working on getting I believe it's Tommy Smith, uh, getting him on the show. So that's something that we're still working towards. But Juan, I would definitely love to have you in the house.
I'm there.
We pulled that one
I
off.
don't care what
Yeah,
day it
for
is.
sure.
Then you ask me, it's just my first time being here again, so I'll be there.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
man.
you remember you after that one. So I wanted to say in the vein of those things. So, we've talked a bit about these couple of iconic events through sports. So I wanted to ask you from,
Yep.
On a personal level,
Yep.
is there an event or a quote or comment or something, whether it be back in the 40s, like you say, anything before the 80s,
Yeah.
Or something that has just happened more recently, you know, from the 80s on up to present day, that has kind of that you have felt has been very necessary to propel social change in this industry, the sports industry.
It's weird you asked that. Today, my dad was over, and the moment that made me realize that is greater than myself, and it's gonna be kind of weird when I say this. It was the OJ trial. I was like 9 years old, right? What year was that? 94? What year was that?
No, that was 96. Well, five. It happened. I
Yeah.
think the trial started
So
at the end of
so
95.
I just turned 10, right? And I remember being home from school that day. I don't know why. And it was the infamous chase day, right? And my dad was in the
Oh, the
living room.
chase was in 94. The
Yeah,
trial was in
yeah.
95.
So
Yeah. Chase
whatever.
was
I'm in
94.
the second or third grade, right? And I remember
Okay.
this moment like it happened 15 seconds ago. And my dad was in the living room like, hell yeah. He just wanted to go see his mom. Let him go. Yeah. So my dad had this sense of pride. And to me, I'm like, what he's accused of doing is like the worst thing you can ever be. Cause I don't know, like the racial tension in LA, you know. But then that moment, my dad has like, I don't care if he did it, let him go see his mom. And I'm like, man, we live in two Americas, right? And then when the verdict happened, how the world was split, I still remember that. And that was the moment I was like, man, this some weird stuff going on in the world. And then fast forward to 2020, being with my daughter, and she said this to me. She was like, Dad, why you seem like you're on the edge a lot? So I kind of put those two together, me watching my dad with the OJ thing, and then my daughter watching me with the George Floyd trial, I mean with the George Floyd murder, I like to say assassination or whatever. And I was like, if the world don't change right now, there's nothing else going on in the world but to focus on social issues. It'll never happen. So those two moments is moments 25 years apart that happened to me, and I feel like they happened 15 seconds ago.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow. Well, everybody, again, we're here talking to Juan Goodwin. He's going to be participating uh, tomorrow in one of the panels. Uh, this taking place during the NFL draft. We will all be there. Go ahead, Juan.
Well, his panel was on Friday.
On Friday.
So,
What I'm saying for the last
well,
panels is going to be going on for
so
3 days, but his panel's on Friday.
I'll be there Thursday, doing meet and greet stuff. Friday is our presentation, and then Saturday they invited me back to be a part of the another panel. It's called the Quality Lounge. So they put me on with some other folks, and I'm gonna make sure I shout out Felicia, the armor bearer. Yeah.
Felicia gonna call out the number one pick
Oh, word.
when
I can
they
see that.
they say, okay, when
We
Roger
need to get our man Grady on the line and tell us we should have had him call up today to tell us who's
right,
gonna
Grady
be.
Grapevine, man, Grady
That guy,
Grapevine is amazing.
Grady's. If we're talking about the same Grady, he's a piece of work. I like Grady.
Hey,
Yeah,
Grady came on Chill Talk.
it's gotta be.
Grady came on Chill Talk and gave us the uh was it the final four? He broke down
Yeah,
the final
who was
four.
gonna win? And yeah, he predicted the winner, and it turned out to be correct because
Oh,
no one else had pegged that. It was like Vander.
whatever was Grady Grapevine's bracket was nuts. He was dead on.
You said insider trading. That's what you said.
Hey, hey, if a brother from Cleveland. Oh, speaking of which, I won't say insider trading, but I've been hearing things that the Browns may move from that 26 pick for. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for some movement. Uh, whether up or down. I'm hearing that they're not gonna stay at 26. So we'll see.
All right.
We will see. But yeah, for anybody again, it's going on. The draft, as everyone knows, is going on for the next 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Cleveland, in the land. And we all will be there participating in some form of fashion. It has not been determined whether Felicia is going to be on one panel, two panels, or three panels. But she's at
Well, how
two
many is
different.
Chill on? How many is Chill on?
She has two different desks. She's at two different.
How many
Who do you
Chill
think
on?
when I said I was coming through with somebody in the ninth hour? Who you?
Chill coming Friday. Bet. Okay.
So I don't know nothing about that. But but yeah, no, I got into the game early and we got our brother Delvis Valentine involved on a panel and got our sales in during the whole weekend. When I say our sales, I'm talking about the Greater Cleveland Association of Black
That
Journalists.
haven't responded to my application. I'm feeling very
What?
I'm feeling very, I don't know the word, but look at Felicia turns her camera off.
I need to talk to the president about this. Who was the president of this organization?
No, I'm no pressure though, but yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Hey, I will talk to our membership chairman, which is Harry Bomer, and I'm gonna throw Harry under the bus.
Tell Harry I'm gonna ride past his house. He in my hood,
No,
so I can ride past Harry's crib.
I actually brought this up to who did I bring this up to? Because this has been quite a while.
Let's get Nate on it. It's gonna end. It's gonna
After
end.
Y'all had the Jeopardy night or whatever. I did.
Yeah,
it that
so I
night.
think the issue is they tried to do it that night. I think the issue is that the membership applications are going to someone who's no longer active in the organization. So they're going to his. And there's no way, so I don't know if there's anyone who's actually getting that and checking it. So they don't even know that you're.
It's cool.
We got you, Juan.
You're a great PR person. Way to clean it up, Felicia.
I will talk to Nate. I will talk to the secretary tomorrow. He'll be with me at the draft, and we'll get you on board. You are a member. So says the president of the Greater Association of Cleveland Journalists. You are a member.
I'm knighting you.
I'm knighting you with the Zamunda flag.
Well,
all the due rights and privileges of a member of the organization.
Just make sure I send my check. I got you. Yes, ma'am.
See the treasurer with your loot, but
I think was it for you and Isha?
And my wife. Yeah.
Oh man, 2 members. Okay, yeah, let's make that happen.
I had to keep telling her, like, yeah, they're gonna get to us. And the basement kept getting uncomfortable sleeping in there.
I'm gonna write this down on my bill with my notes on it. So that way I know that, okay, y'all go ahead. Let me write this down.
Just
send that to Nate.
It's all good.
So tell me.
Yeah.
I guess I want to ask you just this is also on a personal note, like as a Black man, why do you feel your presence in these various organizations, whether it's been your own, whether it's been partnering with things like this, or because you've done a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? Even stuff that we haven't even gotten a chance to mention on here. So that you've done a lot of things in a lot of different organizations. So I wanted to ask you, as a Black man, why do you feel that is important for your representation, to be there? What does that mean? And how can we change these individual victories into, grand slams where we're getting more of this going on?
Yeah, I tell you all the time, we talk. It's very uncomfortable for me to even be sitting here talking about the stuff that I do, right? Because, the same sword they knight you with, the same people cheering for you in a year gonna be like all that. But the reason I got into these things, because it started out like, well, maybe they just don't know like how we feel on World Avenue. Then that changed to they know, they just don't give a damn, right? So then my mentality changed with, yes, sir, cooperative to like rattle in the cage in the most respectful, disrespectful way. And I wish more people would have like reached out to people like me and my generation to be a part of it. But to answer your question, I do this so that people after me won't ever say that nobody built that bridge because I felt left out. To answer your question, I really just felt left out because I'm not in organizations like, I was just a guy in the neighborhood that saw it was a need. Instead of complaining about it, I just fixed it and hate taking credit for it. And I always tell people, if you ever see me taking credit for it as a friend, call me on it. Because once it becomes about me, what happens if I don't want to do it no more? There goes the mission. So always call me out on that. So it ain't about me. And then selfishly, I have two daughters that I need to carve out a space that's a little better than what it is right now for little girls that look like them. So on a personal note.
Powerful, my brother. I mean, a lot of black men in the community should be thinking like that on a lot of different levels. So I'm glad you were able to let that shine. And again, anybody watching the show, please share the show. This brother's giving some really good information, uh things, community things, sports
Yeah.
things, family things, just life things. So life happens here on Chill Talk. So make sure
Mhm.
you share this show.
And you
uh
guys chime in. I mean, let us know in the chat. Is there room for for social or political issues in sports? Because I've been actually seeing a lot of Black people speaking out on very public platforms, saying that may not always be the case.
Remember
you know,
Charles Barkley? I'm not a role model, right? Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you don't have to be a role model, but be a human being. Like, if something affects you, chill. You hurt my feelings. Like, it should be a safe space to be like, man to man. I ain't like how that went because this affects people. There's no safe space for people to be people.
Hmm.
right, and or athletes, because like you said earlier, athletes are people, athletes are citizens, they're members of the community, in addition to being athletes, who
And we
should be
haven't
able to be
even touched
wrong or
on
right.
the Colin Kaepernick situation.
Right.
Man, listen. That's why they shut up and dribble.
Hmm.
Because look what happened to that man. You don't
Yeah,
hear from him again.
completely blackballed.
And there's 65 people relying on my salary, so I can't afford to take this away.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow. And I think Colin Kaepernick, his legacy, I think, is not fully recognized yet. Hopefully it will be. Hopefully it won't be too late. Uh, but that's an underappreciated story
Hmm.
in our community of sacrifice, of end up being sacrifice
Hmm.
Hmm.
for a
Absolutely.
cause. So I don't know if we fully appreciate what that brother has done and set in motion, but hopefully it will be.
True story.
Yeah. And I also want to shout out Branson Wright. Branson has been on the show before. We all know and love Branson. He is a former sports reporter for the Plain Dealer. He's turned filmmaker, and Branson got so many things going on. I can't even keep up. I know he's doing some work with ESPN and all that kind of stuff. He's going to be at the draft this weekend. But the reason I'm shouting him out in particular, as it pertains to this, is that Branson has made some films that kind of address these issues with social change. And one of those films was Women of Troy, which was about that legendary female basketball team from USC that had Cheryl Miller on it, and some other, basketball greats. And that was really big for sports in terms of women, because I think they really garnered respect with the way that they played basketball. You know what I mean? Like, they were so good that you couldn't do anything but give them their respect. And it kind of, not kind of, it did, it blew open doors for women in the sports industry. I think two of them went on to play in the WNBA, and just you started seeing these faces around more as coaches, as commentators. So just people like Branson who are bringing attention to things like this, just showing how these things, they had to happen, they needed to happen for us to get to where we are, and they have to keep happening for us to continue to progress. So and also Branson's, so I actually submitted 2 of Branson's films. They're included in the digital learning lounge, which will be available from now to May 15th online.
Felicia, we have Wendy Ross coming in.
Oh, great. I didn't think she was going to make it.
And Juan, I got a Cheryl Miller story too. We were going to fight on the airplane.
See, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
We had an issue on a flight.
Felicia, who would have won that one? I've seen Cheryl posting people up in the.
Hey, come on, man.
I know you're a triple black belt, but on the plane, it's a little short space.
Hey, that was the discussion we had. She wanted to know. I asked her what was she doing, and she wanted to know what was I going to do about it and I said, Cheryl, I hate to have to take you down on this in first class. And she was like, yeah, okay, we'll come over here and let's see what it is. But anyway, that's another story.
And you ain't see what it was.
Well, I have to go pick up my kids. They're at my mom's house, and she gonna take them to the fire station if I don't get them in enough time.
Uh-oh. You might not make it to the draft now. They have you.
All right, so we had Wendy Ross. If we could bring her in. There we go.
Hey, Wendy.
See y'all later. Have a good one. Thanks for having me.
All right, Juan. See you later, bro.
Washington, D.C. Hello, everybody.
Hey, live from the Washington football team stadium. What's the name of their stadium?
FedEx Field.
FedEx, that's correct. FedEx
that's
Field.
Right.
Live from FedEx Field. Thank you so much for joining us. We didn't think that you were going to join us. I did talk with. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
welcome to ChillTalk.
We're preparing for a big draft event tomorrow. It's our first event with fans at the stadium, socially distanced, of course, but our first event for the year. So team's just working hard trying to get everything together, but I finished in time. I was like, oh, it's 9:35. I can still make it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
I was talking a little bit about you earlier in the show because I was saying that, I didn't think you were going to make it on, but just letting the audience know about you and, just shouting you out and giving you big ups and all of this stuff for who you are and what you represent. First and foremost, you represent Cleveland. So we are proud of you. We're standing behind you. And just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to work with the Washington football team.
Yeah, so sports has always been my thing. I played all throughout high school. Shout out Cleveland Heights High, the Mighty Tigers, played in college, volleyball and basketball. And so I always knew that sports would be a part of my life. And I wanted to work in it, but I first wanted to really gain the skills for business and in marketing before I made the switch. So although I'd done a ton of internships during undergrad, I went to Morgan State University, shout out my HBCU, for undergrad. And I did internships with the Baltimore Orioles, with BET, with the basketball team in Florida, et cetera. So that desire was always there to work in sports. But like I said, I wanted to kind of get more experience in the general business world, like get my credentials up, so to speak, and then make the switch. So I actually made the switch with our hometown team, with the Cleveland Cavs. And I led the marketing strategy for the Cavaliers for a few years. And then after that, I went into
the winning years, mind you.
Yes.
That's important.
The winning years. And I will say that I left, it was 2018. And I announced my departure 3 weeks before LeBron announced his. So my last day was the Monday that LeBron let us know that he was going to LA. So that was a sad day. It was kind of bittersweet that it was my last day and LeBron had
Now
announced.
y'all didn't plan this, did y'all? You and LeBron?
No, don't point.
We both gonna leave. I'm gonna leave when you leave.
Don't point any fingers my way. I had nothing to do with that.
We're not gonna put that on you.
No, absolutely not. My heart was broken with everybody else in Cleveland. I wanted him to stay and retire. I have a theory, but I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to spread any conspiracy theories, but I have a theory about where he'll retire. Let's just say that. Okay, so yeah. So after I actually left the Cavs to take a role in professional women's tennis. So tennis had always been a really big passion of mine, and the opportunity to help grow the marketing department in professional women's tennis, driving not only sport, but women's interests was just something that I couldn't pass up. So left the Cavs, headed down to Florida, worked with the WTA, traveling all around the world to all the tennis tournaments and working with our partners over there. And then I made the switch to the NFL. So I kind of think of myself as an Olympian of sports. I'm getting great experience across all sports. So now I'm in DC, actually working remotely, which is funny enough. So I still work from Cleveland until this whole COVID situation is over. But I just flew into town a few days ago for draft for this event that we're putting on.
Awesome. Now we thought you would be here in Cleveland for the draft.
Beachy, the irony. I'm telling you, I'm like, it's in my hometown and I'm in DC.
real quick question. As a person that's kind of behind the scenes, we all see the draft. We see, when Roger Goodell says, son, you're on the clock and the person comes up. But how much activity with a sports football team, it goes on behind the scenes on the days, the minutes, the seconds leading up to the draft?
Oh, I mean, it's so funny because I think folks think, oh, you're in the off season, so this must be easy breezy for you all. Like, we are working probably as hard, if not harder, in the off season than we work during the actual season. So there's so much planning. I mean, we have this draft event coming up, but it's been months in the making. Tons of meetings, tons of planning with our partners, with our internal team to bring the programs to light. So it's a grind. It is a constant grind, and there's always the next thing coming. So after draft, we're starting to look forward to training camp and preparing for that. And so we don't sleep. That's pretty much how you can think about it. We don't sleep.
Well, the closest thing we can even get to see what this is like is from the movie that was partially filmed in Cleveland, The Draft, starring Kevin Costner. I don't know if it's anything like that in real life.
I mean, they've rebranded it. It used to be called the War Room. I think we're more politically correct these days, but it's called that for a reason. Like, it is no joke. The coaches, the whole staff, the GM, they're like focused. They're going through all types of different scenarios and planning and just being ready. Right now we have the number 19 pick for Washington, but that can change at any minute. And so they're just preparing and planning for all of those scenarios. And from a marketing and from a business side, we have to be able to flex with whatever happens. So we have an entire run of show planned for tomorrow with our fans, but we have to be prepared if we trade up, if we trade down. What does that mean? How do we adjust? So we just have to be really, really flexible. And I would say that's probably one of the biggest things in sports, having experience prior to sports as well. And I can look at both sides. Sports, the flexibility, you're taking it to the nth degree, to that next level.
Okay, so Washington has the 19th pick. Cleveland has the 26th pick. Can you and I work out a deal where we can move up. I got a couple of cornerbacks that I might need that might not be there with the 26
they might
pick,
be gone, huh?
but they'll be there for 19. Can we work something out?
You know, I'll put you in touch with Coach, and you guys can handle that.
All right, we'll see what we can do.
I'm staying out of it. I'm staying
trying to make it happen, Cleveland. Working deals on ChillTalk to move up.
I want to say, you mentioned, you know, being more politically correct and marketing and all of these things. And we've been talking a lot tonight about social change in sports. And Washington football team, you know, that is a big change, you know, from going from formerly being called the Redskins to this intermediate name, or maybe you want to just speak on that, on social change in sports and how it's affecting your team in particular. And do you guys have another name coming around down the pike soon?
Yeah, so I think in general, and especially with the combination of COVID and the stress everyone was put under, and then on top of that, you know, you had Ahmaud Arbery, you have, you know, George Floyd, et cetera. So there was an awakening, and people say a reawakening, but I really think there's been an awakening in America around issues of social justice. And sport, one of the things that I love so much about sports and why I'm so passionate about it is because it truly is a reflection of society, right? And so it has caused not only, you know, organizations in general and, you know, corporate America in general, but if you think about sports, it's really caused organizations to take a closer look at their practices, at how they operate. You know, are they doing the right thing? Are companies doing the right thing? Are teams doing the right thing? And I think with the awakening that happened over the past summer, it just really came to light that there were some challenges with the team name. You know, if you're thinking about being equitable, being responsible to other cultures, and there was a significant population that had a problem with the name, with the team name, with the team logo. And so the organization took a look within and said, you know what, we're going to do the right thing. You know, we're going to change this name. They weren't ready, you know, the next day with the new name. And I think there's this misconception that it's as easy as, you know, you and I thinking and brainstorming a couple of names, saying, okay, this is the name we're going to change it to. But it really does take time. You know, you want to do a rebrand, a name change very thoughtfully. You want the name to represent the team. You want the name to represent the city and the people and the culture. And so that takes a lot of interviews, you know, focus groups, things of that sort. And then once you identify what that name is that you want to move forward with, now you have to go through all the legal pieces of it, right? Getting the trademarking, making sure nobody else owns the name. If they do, you know, how do you want to address that? So there's so much that goes into it, but I can't say when. All I can say is, you know, Washington football team will be our name for this next upcoming season, but very closely thereafter, we will be, you know, sharing the new team name, all the new branding and all of that. So we're looking forward to the season when we can actually launch all of the new marks, the new name, and get our fans really excited, because we're doing it with our fans in mind, with our fans at the center of every decision that we're making. So we're really excited to finally be able to share it.
Awesome. Good. So that's really big, you know, for you to say that, you know, on behalf of the team, you know, to say that we're really doing this with our fans in mind, because I feel that over the years that has not been the case. You know, people have just been like, this is what we want to call it. We think this is a good name, you know what I mean? So let's just make it this name. And the fact that it may have been offensive to other people, or you know, whatever, fill in the blank, you know, to where people just didn't like it. And you know, it's just like, it wasn't one person in a room that could have been like, this isn't a good, maybe this isn't a good idea.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to say, why is it so important to have people like yourself in these rooms? You know, why does the representation matter?
Representation, I think, and it goes into the whole idea of diversity, right? if you have all of the same people in the room agreeing to the same things, coming from the same point of view, you're not representing your fan base. You're not representing the broader community and your consumer base. And so it's really, really important that you have the representation that looks like your community, that looks like your team, that looks like America. Because again, we are not all single-minded. We are not all, of the same thinking. And so that diversity, it not only is diversity just for diversity's sake, right? Having, people from different cultures and things, but we all bring different thinking. We all bring different experiences. If we have that diversity in the room when it comes to issues and things like we're dealing with now with changing a name, things like that, we have perspectives that can be representative of more than just a quote unquote majority culture in America. And so especially in DC, DC is so diverse, so many cultures, so many, folks from different walks of life and paths. And so the more that we can mirror what the actual community looks like, what actual America looks like, the better we'll be able to reach and communicate, to our fans.
Yeah, and obviously we're going through the exact same thing here.
Yep.
In Cleveland, dealing with the Wahoo logo and possibly the name of the team just flat out being the Indians.
Yeah.
But I think first step is to deal with the logo. I believe that is underfoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Washington jumped out there and led the way with a change off a historic football team. So
the team's been around since 1932, so that was not an easy thing. And we have fans who love the team. Like we have avid fans in Cleveland who love the Indians. But I think it took a lot of courage. And I think it's interesting because there are two teams that took two totally different approaches. DC made the decision that, we're going to change it right now, even if it's just for a couple of seasons until we have the permanent name. Cleveland decided, we're going to announce we are making the change. We're working in the background, but we'll still be the Indians for another season. So I think it's interesting, the two approaches, but I love the fact that change is the ultimate driver, and we will see this change. And even more personally for me, Beachy, you asked about diversity and that representation and why it's important. Especially for me, being an African-American female, I have a very diverse background, like grew up in Cleveland Heights, so grew up around a lot of different cultures, went to an HBCU for undergrad, then don't kill me y'all, but then I went to Michigan for grad school. So I got the whole, experience. And I will say I rep for Michigan. However, if O State is playing, as long as they're not playing Michigan, I'm always gonna rep for Ohio, because that's
okay. Well, I respect that. We respect that.
But I think it's just important having a diverse background, but also I want young girls, I want young boys to be able to look and see, wow, there's somebody who's in executive ranks in sports and I can see myself, right? And by me having this opportunity, it's just not about me. It's about how can I help others? How can I reach back to the young folks and give them opportunities, get them into internships and programs that then build the pipeline so that we can build a more diverse workforce that can look more like what we see on the field, because the front office and the business side is not representative in that manner, but we're making a lot of strides. And so I just want to be a part of that change. I want to be a part of that inspiration. So other folks, other young people coming up can say, wow, I can do that too. I can be in that. I don't have to shoot the ball. I can be behind the ball. I can be helping make those business decisions behind the ball. And so that's a big passion of mine.
And we are very proud of you, how on your success and just, representing Cleveland. So,
Always.
Big ups to you, sis. Proud
We gotta shout out her dad, Mr. Frank Ross, who,
yes.
If you let him tell, he is legendary in Cleveland sports and track as well as basketball.
Living legend, Central State.
Central
All
State.
right.
That's right.
For those of you who don't know, he told me that he invented the crossover, but it was called the Rossover.
The
Okay?
Rossover.
It was
Oh, my daddy. Oh, my
Big
daddy.
ups to
But
Central State.
he's an amazing man. He's done so much in the community. So many of the young guys growing up, going to Taylor Academy, having a place to go after school to play basketball and learn life's lessons. And so a lot of that giving back and a lot of that, the importance of our culture, our heritage, and promoting that, I get that from my dad. I get that from my West Indian mom, as well. And so it's just, I think those traditions and those things are really important to pass on and to carry on. So yes, my dad, Frank Ross, the Grand March, everything that he does to promote our culture, I'm trying to do it in my own way. And my way is through sports.
well, you're not trying, honey. You are doing it. And we love it. We are all here for it. I want to give one other shout out. Look, this is just a shout out family, okay? Shout out worthy family. Have to give a shout out to her sister and my friend, Miss Janelle Ross. So earlier this evening, you guys heard me talk about Branson Wright, and he has some films that we've submitted to the Digital Learning Lounge that you can view online as well as in person when you're if you partake in some of these draft community activities. But Janelle has a short film that we've also submitted. So you should be able to see that this weekend as well. So the focus is on diversity, equity, and inclusion in sports. And so Janelle is a former athlete, outstanding athlete, volleyball player, went to an HBCU on a volleyball scholarship, and later acquired MS. And so this short film gives just a snippet of the kinds of things that she's dealt with, and being an athlete and having to deal with this disease. So make sure you guys check these films out, man. This stuff is just really good, really powerful. And we just want to keep bringing it to you. So
yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned that, Beachy, because like Janelle's story is so inspiring. People would think, okay, you were a collegiate athlete, now you have MS and it's attacking your body, so woe is me. But that is not how my sister rolls. She does approach everything with that athletic discipline and that intention and that fight. And so she's dope. That's all I can say. And the short is amazing. And I encourage everybody to check it out.
for
Big
sure.
ups to
Stronger
Janelle.
than MS.
Stronger than. Mm-hmm.
So you can find it. It's on YouTube. Google it. Look for it on YouTube.
Yeah, check out our website. Absolutely. Stronger than.
Now, Felicia, their dad, that's my brother from the tour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy. I had the pleasure of taking him into the Cleveland Museum of Art Egyptian Gallery and giving him a tour, even though he tried to give the tour to me.
Now you already know. He's the
He said he was gonna show up with a what's the things where they carrying you?
Yeah, he said he was a pharaoh. He said he was gonna come in when they were gonna carry them on the pharaoh. He wanted to know where were the people to carry him into the gallery. No, that's my guy.
That's my dad. Yes, it is.
That's my guy. Big ups to that brother.
Well, thank you so
Yes.
much, Wendy, for joining us. Thank you for doing what you do, for representing us as in, us, our people, us in Cleveland. We greatly appreciate it. Good luck with everything this weekend. Hope it all goes well for you. And yeah, you'll have to join us sometime when you're back in the land.
I would love to. And again, just thank you so much for having me. This has been such a great experience, so much fun. I love kicking it with y'all. And, anything that I can do to help. And again, like my passion is helping, especially the young people. So, as you hear people who have questions or, just want some insight, information about sports or how to get into the business of sports, please float them my way. And, we're going to keep repping for Cleveland wherever we go. And, just always looking to help the next, each one reach one. So that's what I'm about. But again, thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for
and my
coming on.
sister who's in the chat says hi. She's like, hey, Wendy, Melissa.
And let Coach Ron Rivera know that I'll be calling him trying to work out a deal. Something with that 19th pick.
Get ready to rock with that 19. I will let him know.
All right, I appreciate that.
All right, you guys take care. Have a great night.
You do the same.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, Felicia Haney, excellent job today. Came through. You didn't know if she was coming through, but she was able to, from the Washington football team. What's the name of their stadium? She said, is it FedEx?
Field.
FedEx Field. Man, nice view of FedEx Field in the background. That's a good look right there.
Yeah.
So
we getting the awesome exclusives on Chill Talk live from when we say we live from the draft, we live from the draft. Okay. So we may even go live this weekend, sometime between tomorrow and Saturday. So keep checking for us on Facebook. You might get a Chill Talk pop in live from Progressive Field or somewhere else, downtown dealing with the draft. And like I said, once again, you guys come through and see us. This is free. Didn't we say all the stuff we give on Chill Talk is what, Chill?
Butter free.
It's free and open to the public. All you got to do is register. So, check it out. Go on NFL.com, register for some of the stuff they have going on. Go to, what is it? CLE Sports. I put it in the sportscommission.org. I believe it is. I put it in the chat earlier.
It's in the chat, so check it out.
You didn't miss. No, it's CLEsportssummit.org. CLEsportssummit.org. I'm going to type it one more time down here.
I've been unable to get on from my phone. I cannot get on Facebook for some reason. But I will as soon as we finish this show, because again, you guys got exclusives. I will upload it, to YouTube channel. But you still have an opportunity right now. Please share this show so they can, get this information on. And we had exclusives.
And let me go back, as I was just looking in the chat. Actually, my sister commented, which she made a really good comment that we didn't get a chance to read. So I'll read it now, even though we talked about it a little while ago. She says that it kills me that no one ever apologized to Kaepernick. The NFL jumped on the Black Lives Matter bandwagon this past year, but never apologized for how they treated him, which is so true.
That's right.
It's so true. He was really a catalyst in getting a lot of this going on that platform, such a large platform as the NFL. And, really he sacrificed.
Like we said earlier, sacrificed dearly.
Yeah. For it and for what he believed in. So, at the very least, why not an apology? But I guess we just have not gotten there yet.
We got to keep working on that one. He's doing. Maybe Jay-Z can pull that one off.
Hey, I don't know. They was about ready to cancel Jay-Z when he first got in that NFL seat, and haven't we gotten past the country?
Yeah, Hov, come on, Hov. We need you better than that, bro.
Hold on, now, Jigga Man.
We need you better than that,
I
Hov.
love me some Jigga Man now. I'll let it be known, but hey. Yeah, I had to say hold on that one too now.
All right, well, excellent show, Felicia. I will see you. Are you there with me tomorrow?
I am, but I am not on Chill Talk next week. So
okay, where you going? What you doing?
I got some things going on. Some business to take care of. So I won't be in attendance next week. Nothing really earth shattering. Just a couple things I got to do, which do not allow me to be here at the same time. So I will catch you guys in 2 weeks. But don't forget, and who's still on here? Chill. We still have a pass left to give away to see John Clancy's movie called, what is it called again?
Without Remorse.
Without Remorse, featuring Eye Candy
Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. So yeah, you guys can watch that tomorrow night. And how much does it cost?
It's for the free.
For the free. Okay, we giving out stuff for the free constantly on Chill Talk. And if you want to see this movie before everybody else and tune in and watch it tomorrow night, how can they do that, Chill? You got any ideas? Who can we give a lucky?
Well, I don't even know who's on because I can't even see Facebook right now. So you're gonna have to go off of who's watching on your end, because my phone is not letting me. And for me to go off my computer and leave the page, we don't want that drama.
My sister is commenting the most, but I felt like that would be biased if I gave it to her. And she said he was about to get his card revoked. Who was she talking about?
I think she's talking about Hov. Was she talking about Hov?
Oh yeah. Probably yeah. So. Yeah, about to get the card revoked. So, I don't know. Who can we give a ticket away to? I mean, how can we give the ticket away?
So when do we have to give it away by?
Tonight? We can give it away. We can give it away right now, or we can give it away tomorrow. We can give it away live from the draft if you.
Live from the draft. We will come on Chill Talk. Stay tuned to Chill Talk. Hopefully that you know that you like and follow the page. That way you'll be notified anytime that we come on live. So like and follow Chill Talk. A lot of people may be watching Chill Talk on my personal page or Felicia's personal page, but make sure you go over to the Chill Talk page at Chill Talk to Me, the number 2 at Chill Talk to Me on Facebook. And whenever we go live, it will alert you. So maybe we'll do that live from the draft.
And if anybody donated tonight, we'll also give away a pass to anybody that donated tonight.
Okay. If I go back and see that somebody, supported Chill Talk on the Cash App $money to chill, then I think that's just gonna jump you up on the list to what do they get?
They get a pass. They'll receive an email. Our winner will receive an email that has all the instructions on how you can log on to see Without Remorse, starring Michael B. Jordan, tomorrow night before it comes out, before everybody else gets to see it. You'll have the opportunity to watch it tomorrow night for the free, courtesy of Chill Talk and Amazon. So
go win a coupon to get a coupon.
Is that your mom?
Yes, how about you can win a coupon to get a coupon. So yeah, if
we will see.
We'll reach out to whoever.
Okay, because see now maybe somebody may have donated before you said that. Well, we'll see.
That's okay. We're just doing it for tonight's donations. We'll choose from tonight's donations.
Because my phone is acting real wacky. I cannot. We'll see what's happening. I don't know. Maybe I have to reboot my phone. But I need to move up from that Note 9 to that new Ultra 21. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I seen the phone today at the gas station. I was getting ready to get. When I went to go order some chicken. I was like, oh, y'all got phones in here too? See there. All right. It's 10 after 10. We're going to get up out of here.
See you guys at the, oh, and again, one more time, if you want to donate to Chill Talk, hit us up on Cash App, $money to Chill. We appreciate it. Any donations, we dig it. But stay tuned tomorrow. We look for us to come on live from the draft, and we'll give away some movie tickets there.
Absolutely. Shout out to AP who just joined us. Unfortunately, we are signing off.
Maruk, we're signing
But
off.
we appreciate you tuning in.
All right, we up out of here, Haney. I'll see you tomorrow at the draft.
Tomorrow, draft.
Will you be there in the morning or later on?
I will be there in the morning. I'll be there all day tomorrow. So
okay, because we have our step and repeat that neither Nate and I probably have the slightest idea of how to hook that up.
Well, if you're talking about a step and repeat, then I am not gonna be dressed to be helping set up nothing. Okay, I'm dressed to walk a step and repeats and have my picture taken. I'll see what I can do.
All right. Hey, we up out of here, Cleveland, or wherever else in the world you are. We love you. Hey, and if it ain't Chill Talk, it's just some people talking. We up out of here, y'all. Peace.